What's going on, guys? iRockTHS here with the next episode of our tutorial series. Last time we left off at the end of the third round of the draft, I think. I did go ahead and finish out the draft, but I did not get into the negotiate with draftees section, so that's what we're going to start with today. I'm hoping to get through the trade deadline, mostly because I want to get through both the draft signing period and the international signing period today. So you can see here we took something I've never done. I took two players who are hard to sign early in the draft. So back to back in the first and second round. So the thing I don't like about where it says slot is because you can see here that he wants 560,000. He wants 150,000. He wants 210,000. He wants 150,000. All of these guys said they wanted slot bonuses. So I think Joey Bart was the only one who had a specific bonus he wanted. We're going to start with him because he's the most. So he says he wants at least his signing bonus. So we're going to start with his signing bonus. Need to count the zeros because I want to make sure that my insert button is not working. My insert button was deleting things. So I want to make sure that I'm meeting his signing bonus to start with. So if you come down here, I hit the wrong button. Submit. I could have just hit meet offer. I'm an idiot. So if you come down here to Jordan Adams, so you can see you'll have to at least meet the demand. And a lot of times, these guys you will only have one or two chances to offer demands or offer to guys who are extremely hard. For someone like Cordell Dunn, the patience of this player is running very low. This is your probably last shot at signing him. So if it says impossible, you get one chance to blow them away. So let's see. He wants 22.8 million. Let's see what Tyler Mortensen wants, just because he was drafted in the 19th round, and these guys do tend to have pretty weird requirements. So 3.2 million, 3.6 million. So these guys want more in bonuses than my number one pick does. So these three are all high school players, though Joey Bart is not. So let's go ahead and negotiate with Simeon Woods Richardson. I am going to meet his demand as well, because he is, again, hard. So let's go ahead and meet his. So now we come to Logan Browning, who is very easy. So he is very easy. He wants 150,000. I'm going to offer him 140,000. So going to submit that offer. So when it's hard, I'm going to always meet. If it's extremely hard, like this one, I'm going to probably go over it a little bit. Since he is above slot, I'm going to go ahead and go a little bit over it just because I want to make sure I sign him, because he was my 4th round pick, and I did pick him for a reason. I think I drafted through about the 10th round. I don't remember, I did that off camera, but I didn't draft the whole thing. I usually stop somewhere between rounds 5 and 10 is where I stop drafting myself, and he wants 150,000. He's normal. And it says, should be complicated if your offer is close to his demand. So we're going to offer him 145,000. If we wanted him to sign right away, we could just offer him 150. Same with Logan Browning, but if you can save about $10,000-$15,000 on something like that, it adds up. So, like I kind of got into this last time, so instead of selling at the deadline, it looks like we're actually going to be buying at the deadline, because I wanted to sell at the deadline, but we are in first place in the division, and we are we would still be very much in the thick of the wild card. We actually have the best record in the AL. I don't know how we're doing that, but we are. So I do feel like some regression is coming. So if you look at this pitching staff, it's pretty mediocre. We don't really have an ace. We have Cole Hamels as our ace. So I would be in the market for pitching help, both in the bullpen and in the starting rotation. Probably would rather pick up a rotation guy and then move one of these guys back to the pen, but it'll probably be cheaper to get a bullpen piece, because those are usually pretty cheap on the market. You can usually move a lot of those if you're trying to rebuild. So I don't think we have anything else going on. It's been a while since I looked at things, so I am just going to go ahead and check the disabled list really quickly. Okay, so he's still out, and he's out for 3 more weeks. Okay. So, and let's just look at Willie Calhoun again. His unreal numbers. He's got an OPS of 1.056, albeit through 13 games and 52 plate appearances. So, what's info, waiver wire. So, not seeing anything here that's great. I am going to start checking this for potential starting pitchers. Let's see. Oh, okay, yeah, he's got 1.5 strikeouts in inning. Yeah, that's not going to work. So let's also check. There it is. Trading block. So this is where players that are being made available directly will show up on the on here. You can trade for players who aren't on this list. As you can see, I'm not going to trade for these two. I might trade for Cabrera if I needed a middle infielder. I don't. The game does change its valuation of players when they are on this disabled list. So if I wanted to get Cabrera cheap, now would be the time to do it, but I have so many middle infield options, so many infield options in general, I don't need it. And these two guys are going to be out for the rest of the season, so they don't really help me. So, let's see, does he have any? No, he doesn't have any really good metrics around him. So, Tommy Hunter, good K per 9, good home run per 9, very few innings, and a little bit high on the walks per 9. Herrera, that's not bad. If we were in the market for a reliever, he would be a really good target. Let's just see what they want. This isn't bad, actually. Yeah, he would be a pretty good target. They don't seem to want a lot for him. But, you know, I'm still not going to pull that trade off at this time. Not ready to do it. And Matt Morse throws a shutout for us. So, yeah, that's putting a kink in all of that. And I didn't check one thing I wanted to check. And that is Lincecum. How is he doing? So, still needs a little bit of time to figure out how he's actually doing. Okay, so Beltre wants an extension. I am not going to extend him. I don't think. I think he's better than any of my infield options. And as you can see, Logan Browning did accept our offer, so he's on our lowest minor league level team. So he will be on the Arizona League Rangers. So let's go to rosters. So obviously Beltre does want to stick around, and I'm not completely opposed to that. The only problem is that we have a lot of players that could use his spot at third base. So, and with all of them being options that are really good, maybe not quite as good as Beltre, but really close, and their future options, I actually don't want to sign Beltre. As much as that hurts me to say, I want to let Beltre go, and Ramos goes early in the season, and that was someone I legitimately could have targeted, because our catching is actually really poor. If you look at our catchers, Shiranos is bad, and Rupp is actually playing decently, but probably actually worse. So we probably do need to upgrade our catching situation at some point. Let's see. Right, there we go. And ooh, this is intriguing. A little high on the walks. Always been high on the walks. Staff. Gonna put in a claim. I'm gonna claim him. I'm gonna waive and release Lincecum if the claim goes through. Okay, I don't have to do that anymore. Son of a bitch. We've avoided bad injuries so far this season. Again, since I don't need the 40-man spot, even though he is going to be out for more than 60 days, I'm going to place him on the 10-day DL. Even though I don't have a 40-man roster situation, this is just a good habit to get into, is not throwing too many players on your 40-man roster. So he's not on the 40-man. Is he ready to go? He probably is. Let him. No, he still needs more time. He's the guy who hasn't pitched at AAA before. Leclerc, who just signed an actual extension in real life. He's on the 40-man, so we're going to go ahead and call him up really quickly. And since we got a bunch of personal messages, it doesn't really look like it. Whenever someone reacts to your signing bonus offer, you get a personal message, so you don't have to be on this screen to figure out whether they're signing. So he did sign for the demand, and he did sign, I think, does it show how much we paid him? Yes, signing bonus. So yeah, we got him even offering below his demand amount by a little bit, so we saved a little bit of money there. So I want to get back and see if anyone else has put in a claim on him. No, and Montero. Okay. Batting stats. You expanded batting stats. Okay, so 270. Woba. A little bit above average there. No power. Strikeout rate really high. Walk rate really high. I don't think that's any better than what I have, and I'm already gonna have to make a decision on this if I get him. And I did. Okay, so wrong one. Waivers and DFA. He's doing good. He's doing alright. I'd like to see that strikeout number go up, but I don't think any time at the minors would help him. And he's doing, yeah. Just checking to see if he has options. He has one option here. I don't want to blow it. So, Bartolo Colon goes back in the rotation. We're definitely going to keep an eye out for starting pitching right now. And we're actually going to go to trading block. That's an interesting one. Is he yeah, he's a lefty. These two guys are really interesting. They're really good bats. But I don't think I need a bat, so... let's look here. No. Now the stamina... Whoa, he's a... Oh, he's a movement guy. I thought that was control for a second. Yeah, that's not good. It's not bad, but I really... What was his 45 or 35? 35 was his movement. So he's doing well despite the fact that he has no movement. Yeah, I really need a starting pitcher now. Any of you guys doing well? Nope. A little high on the walks. Strikeouts are pretty good, though. It's right in line home run-wise. A little low on those metrics. He's probably not a major league starter with that kind of stuff. And an extreme fly ball kind of guy. Can make it work for a little bit, but not long term. We might end up turning to Tyler Wagner here before too much longer. He's got decent strikeouts per 9. He's got good walks per 9 and got good home run per 9. And it looks like that's as good as he's going to get. So if we need to do something to this roster, he may be the one that moves up if we can't find a starter soon. So checking in on negotiating with draftees. So these are the only 2 left. The other 3 did sign. I'm not even going to offer these guys contracts because their demands are so high. And, like, I don't think he's worth that much. He's a catcher, so potentially really good, but I don't think he's worth $2.8 million. Plus, I had a budget. I think I budgeted $5 million for this. Not there. Front office, accounting. Was player development. Yeah, we budgeted $5 million for the draft, so I don't want to go too far over that. So go back to the waiver wire and keep moving. Cameron Maben. I don't think I need a center fielder. Not a bad option for a 4th outfielder, though. It's pissing him off. Transactions probably being on the market. He does fit the profile of the guy I like. We talked about, I like guys with a lot of speed. So, but we have Delino to Shields in center. And currently, who got traded? Okay, Romo's off the market for not a terrible return. Looks like that guy's a lottery ticket. That guy should be closer. No, he's what was it? Is it advanced A? Another lottery ticket, maybe? Yeah, another lottery ticket. So, trade block. Still no one great on there. Really bad walks per 9, or else I'd think about maybe pulling that off. And again, I don't just have to trade for people on this list, but this is usually the easiest way to find players that teams are wanting to trade. So, Michael Marriott. I believe he used to be he used to be a Royal. Has almost no time at the minor league level this year. He's got really good strikeouts per 9. He had control problems at the AAA level. I'm going to guess he's out of options. That's why he's being waived. Yep, out of option years. So, I didn't know Cliff Pennington was still playing. Yeah, there's nothing to like there, really. He's a super utility player at this point in his career, but doesn't really bring much to the game other than the fact that he can play a bunch of different positions. Joey Bart was convinced. Jordan Adams was convinced. So we got all of our guys. As you can see here, we got all of our guys, so we don't have to worry about that. So where are we? We're still pretty far from the international signing period. Dana Eveland. No stamina. Matt Bush. Is it this guy? Or this guy? I think it was this guy. I'm going to place Matt Bush on the 10-day DL. Oh, we're going to call it Tyler Wagner. He has played his way onto the Major League roster. So, and I'm also going to take a look at my catchers, just because maybe I want to call them up and use one of them instead of what I have on the Major League rosters. He's got 155 at-bats that played appearances this year. Okay, walk percentage, not great. Lowish strikeout percentage. BABIP's pretty good. LISO, but nothing wowing me right now. Let's see, batting stats, league scope, AAA. He's got 143. BABIP's lower, WOBA's higher. ISO's okay. Strikeout percentage is lower, but walk percentage is lower. No one's impressing me enough. Guzman. Low strikeout percentage, good walk rate. And he wants to be on this major league team. He really does. This one. He still needs some time. I'm guessing I'm calling him up either this year or next year. So, part of what kind of sucks right now is that we need to win. So I'm not comfortable calling these guys up just to get the major league experience. But man, this guy would make really solid contributions. And if I didn't have to eat this contract, I would just release him right now. But I've got $20 million to him over the next few years. So, and he's not horrible at the plate. He's just not great. So, okay, there's that. Who'd they trade? Is it Abreu? Nope, Nate Jones. Okay. Wire none. Player trade. Trading block. A lot of relievers show up here. So if you need relievers, you're fine. That's not what I'm looking for right now. I'm going to keep an eye on starting pitchers, because if a good starting pitcher comes available. Actually, do we have any good free agents? Oh, hello. I should have been checking this more. Let's offer everyone at least 45. Let's offer everyone at least 40. And what's he got? can't really play the outfield. Looking at him as maybe as... no. No starting pitchers down there. I'm not signing starting pitchers to actually sign right now, but just to kind of have an idea on who's out there. Yeah, he does not. Oh, Pioneer League. Never mind. Did I have my new contract? I don't think I did. I did now. So. And no one here. So, let's get to there. 8 messages. Nothing of note. Riverwire. Again, nothing of note. Tim Hill and Kevin McCarthy. 2 decent Royals pitchers. I need the 40-man? Because Tim Hill should have options. McCarthy might not. Let's check. Oh. All those guys signing their contracts. Okay, Brian Dozier. Trading block. Just sort by this, so starting pitchers come up at the top. I think it was sorting by name. But I really do want starting pitchers, and oh my goodness. Okay, he's never pitched above AA before this season. So I can option him. So I'm going to. Nope, he won't have options. Yeah, I can option Adam Parks, so I'm going to claim him and option him. So I don't think he's ever pitched above AA, so I'm going to send him to AAA. And now we're 3 games back. AAA round rock. Set play roster. Go to AAA round rock. And while we're here, let's take a look at Tyler Wagner. I think he only has 1 start, and he got hit pretty hard. Yep, 8 runs over 4.2 innings. Not expecting him to have, great games right now, so comfortable seeing how this plays out. Matt Wieters has been claimed. Good leadership. What's the bat look like? Bat looks like the Rays can have him. That's what the bat looks like. I have no idea who that guy is. Must have been traded this year. Yeah, it looks like he was with Detroit last year. So maybe he was traded in the middle of this year. I don't know. He's got really good peripherals. Out of options. And the Royals are waiving a lot of players right now. Must be a Monday. Bush is eligible to conflict DL. Send him there for a short term. How does second start go? Second start. Oh, he hasn't had a second start yet. His ERA is really 1.115 points. That's definitely sending him on a rehab assignment. See, his ERA halved because he came out, he faced the Padres, and he had a good game. And they got the loss. Okay. This is not looking good. Where's the... Let's see. And we lost 3 straight to the Royals and 3 straight to the Twins. It's not looking good, guys. Oh, okay, Willie Calhoun's looking good. But we gave up a frickin' cycle. Oh. Wrong Sanchez. I thought that was a Padre. I think I was reading Margot and cycle. And just assuming that our pitching gave up a cycle. Speaking of, let's take a look at how he's doing. He's hitting .412, .452, .886. He's got to be on the list for Rookie of the Year already. Like, that's insane. That's actually insane that he's kept this kind of pace up for as long as he has. He can go, he's hitting there right in there with Odor, Beltre. You know, Gallo's having a pretty good year. And we're having pretty good years from our bats. It's just our pitching, I guess, isn't doing us any favors. We have one option here. Oh man, I might option him. Take a look at Jesse Chavez again. There you go. Swear to God, I sent him on a rehab assignment. Where did he go? Let's check on Adam Parks. He has no metrics. Right, Bush is here. Oh, he's starting. He hasn't done anything yet because it's only been 2 days. Just feels like longer. Okay, how's the owner doing? What part do we not understand? I'm trying. I also don't want to sign him to an extension. Oh, what are my other goals again? Ugh. Still no other starters in the market. He used to be a starter, but doesn't look like he can do that anymore. There we go. What do you guys want for him? Looks like he can be had pretty cheap, but he's not looking like he's having a great season. not gonna pull the trigger on that right now. And Matt Moore threw a no-hitter. Oh, okay. I really, really wish we were tanking right now, because I don't think his trade value is ever going to be higher. So he pitched a shutout earlier this month, and he threw a no-hitter with just one walk. Wow. You know, I might offer him a qualifying offer at the end of the year. Either to keep this up. Get back to the waiver wire. Bully Calhoun wins Rookie of the Month and Batter of the Month. No shit. Yeah, I don't need Reyes. Let's see. Don't need all that. Is that Acuna? Nope, J.B. Crawford. That's not bad. And here's the other big thing that's going to happen this month, the international free agency period. So, what happened here? Elbow sprain. That's not good. I don't know if that is like real life, where if you have an elbow sprain, that's a pretty good sign you have UCL damage. But let's get over to the international amateurs. So these are all the players. This is when the international free agency period starts in real life. These are all the players that are usually from Latin America, that are eligible. You see here, there's one from France, but normally they're from usually mostly from the Dominican Republic. Here's one from Czechoslovakia. Yeah. So you can sign these guys. It's similar to draft picks, where you sign them to a minor league deal but pay them a bonus demand. So let's take a look at Marco Luciano. Just like I said with the draft, you're not gonna not sign a person just because you have other players who play that position pretty well. This guy's not bad. He's a righty, but he hits for power. And he's got a little bit above average speed, pretty good infield defense. But $4.2 million, I can try to sign a couple of guys for that money. Left-handed power hitter, a little below average on the base paths, but looks like he'd be a pretty good left fielder. I'm going to go ahead and offer him a contract. So there are some people who say you can just offer these guys well over their contract, and you can sign them for whatever you really want. I'm actually not going to offer him a contract yet. If you offer, like here, you could offer him $5 million, he'd sign almost every time, because no one can beat that. So he'd sign and you'd be done. So in real life, you don't necessarily want to do that because there's a lot more players. Obviously, with this, there's 17. So I do want to make sure before I offer him that I'm happy with everything else. I don't think he's worth $3.2 million. It's a weird gap power split. Not sure he's worth $2.2 million. Looks like he might be able to play all three outfield spots in the future. Maybe worth $1.4 million. Maybe worth $1.4 million. Below average offense, good defense, decent speed. Not worth the money, probably. Not worth the money. Not really worth the money. Kind of a starting pitcher. So, no control. And how much does he want? $0.9 million? Yeah. Go ahead and offer this guy a contract. We'll offer him 1.5. That's for response. Submit offer. So that's how you submit an offer to all free agents. So we go back. It's not bad numbers. His I and avoid K come up. Plus he's a good leader. He wants $650K. Let's offer him $1 million. if I can type. There's no point in not trying to spend most of this, so. This guy develops stuff. He could actually be pretty good. How much does he want? 2 million is a lot. But he's probably going to sign pretty quickly. Or before I sign either of the other guys I want. So. And again, you're gonna get a note, like, yeah, like you got I got a personal message from him. Trade proposals from Kansas City. Let's take a look at this. Duda, they get Chernos. Yeah, we're not doing that. Salvi on the DL in here too. No, he's playing. Not playing well, but he's playing. On message, reject trade. Okay, so this is the guy I like more. They are offering 2.2. See, this is why I didn't offer that guy. This is why you don't just go and offer 5 million to guys. Well, why I didn't offer 5 million to guys. And that's why I didn't offer this guy already. I need room to go up on this guy. No compensation pick, I know. And we got the first guy. So these guys, instead of going to your lowest minor league team, they go into your international complex, which we talked about a little bit earlier. It's basically a place where guys sit. Take a look at the international complex. They sit, they slowly improve. Default. Age. So, just sign this guy. So, most of these guys have really low potential for some reason. For some reason, Bautista was showing an 80 potential, and under my old scout, and now he's showing 20 under this guy. So, I don't know what's going on there, but hopefully, when he comes over, we learn more about him. So, you can see the one thing you don't get is you don't get any stats. So it's hard to know whether these guys are, getting any better. So, how old is he? He's 17. I'm gonna sign him to our rookie league. I kind of want to. Yeah. Gonna send him to rookie league too. So you don't really get stats from these guys. So in order to see how if they're actually getting better, you need to move them over to the rookie leagues, so they actually get games later this year. So we're falling further back in the standings. I think what's happening actually is the Astros are just finally playing well. Yeah, the Astros are finally playing up to their potential is really what's happening, although we're falling. The Rangers were not really a championship team this year, despite what my owner thinks. So, the fact that we are this far above 500 this late in the season, I think is actually a good thing. I think we're probably having about as realistic a year as the A's had. The A's weren't good this year, but they were better than 35 and 52 at this point in the season. I'm actually going to split this episode up in a way I didn't intend to at first. This episode, I've been recording for over an hour, and I really don't want to leave this episode as long as it is. So I am going to go ahead and end it right here on July 11th. You can see we are right in the thick of the wild card, but we're a few games back of the Astros. We did make a big trade. I'm going to talk about that more in the next episode, which is going to be more dedicated just to the trade deadline and how to make trades, how to value players. I want to get a little bit more into that than I did going through it. So I'm going to cut it here. I'm going to end it here. I'm going to edit it so we stop before that trade. Really, I wanted to get signing our draft players and signing our international amateurs in this episode, so should be able to cut there before that trade happens. So, gonna try and get through the free agency before Out of the Park 20 launches week from Friday, so in about 12 days. We've got to do the trade deadline. We've got to finish out the season. Hopefully we need to do something in the postseason, and then we need to do the Rule 5 and free agency. So that's probably 4 episodes. Hopefully the playoff episode is an episode we have to do. So I'm going to try and churn out 4 episodes over the next 2 weeks. It's been a little bit slower than that recently, and I apologize for that, but I'm hopefully going to be able to pick it up over the next few days if I don't get caught up playing the new Path of Exile League. So thank you guys for watching. Leave any comments, like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. Is there anyone you guys want to see me take a look at in 20? I haven't made up my mind on who I'm going to play yet. Haven't made up my mind even if I want to do a rebuild or just play a team that looks interesting. So definitely leave that in the comments. We can kind of start talking about that. We know how this is shaping up to look. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.